What is good? We are back with another Fair Shake review, and this time we're going to be talking about Cordae's From a Bird's Eye View sophomore album, and I think it was pretty solid. I've heard some people have some strong opinions about this album that weren't so favorable, but in my opinion, I thought it was pretty dope. So I'm gonna give some quick thoughts on the tracks here. So starting off with the first track, Shiloh's intro. Super strong intro from his childhood friend who grew up in the hood and landed in jail. That's kind of what it's kind of all talking about there. And dude can rap, bro. It's a shame he has to serve, 25 years. Um, but then that just gets picked up in the second track, Jean Michael, um, with a very hard verse from Cordae about the struggle of living and how being an artist is just a small part of that. So I think very very good like two songs to have back to back together as they tie in together. Then we get Super, which is him kind of reveling in the state of life now, and since he's making more money. And then the one small gripe I have with the first verse of this song is that there's like an ad lib section where he's like, "Hey, hey, da 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 da, hey, hey." It doesn't. The way he does it doesn't quite sound as natural to me as it should, be. But overall, the track is solid, and I dig it. I still added it to the playlist. Up next, you got Mama's Hood, and this one here is kind of like looking about what success has kind of brought him out of, while also thinking fondly of the people he's lost along the way. And I think that it was a very, very touching and good track to jam to. And we got Want From Me, where the first verse is kind of like talking about what you want from a partner, and then and then the second verse is kind of like what you want from someone's success. So you got what the romantic partner wants from the guy, and then the next one is like what other people want, from someone's success to profit off of them. So pretty cool, solid track, good on concept. Next, we end up getting Today with Gunna. And Cordae here kind of once again tries a flow that sounds a bit unnatural to him, especially since he's kind of outshined by Gunna here doing the same flow. And it's kind of like a simple "I'm Living Good" song, and I've heard it done a bit better. So this one I just not necessarily one for me. And then we get a short interlude, Shiloh's interlude, where it's just kind of like the phone call message that you hear when trying to call in to talk to someone in jail. Then we get C. Carter, or Coach Carter, where he's kind of thinking back on the struggle from being broke to getting money. Really strong track there. I really enjoyed that. Then we get Sinister with Lil Wayne. This is just a simple punchline track, but Wayne is still in rare form, and Cordae kept up for me. This is just strong writing that I really enjoy, where they just kind of show the skill set in rare form, and I dig it. Then we get Chronicles with her and Lil Durk. This one here is just kind of like talking about staying dedicated in a relationship despite being hurt, and I think it's a pretty solid track, as each person kind of gives their own kind of perspective of being in that kind of situation, and yeah, pretty solid track. Then we get Champagne Glasses with Freddie Gibbs, and this is another track that's kind of reveling in the success with music, and we can't forget Stevie Wonder has a harmonica solo at the end, but when it comes to the verses, man, Freddie Gibbs and Cordae bring the heat. Freddie especially, and I dig that. Then we get what is basically the outro track, which is Westlake High, which is him kind of reflecting more on how he made it out of the struggle, as he thinks of all the people that he went to that high school with, and the people who ended up dropping out, the people who went to go on to not succeed and also succeed outside of high school and in different areas, and how he appreciates where he was able to go after high school. So that was pretty nice. But then we get two extra tracks here. Parables remix with Eminem, where they're kind of talking about how tough they've become after struggling in their life, and then M kind of brings that in at the end of his verse, but the beginning, well, the majority of the verse is just really Eminem doing what Eminem does, which is just kind of showing his technical ability in general, of just spazzing out, and then kind of tying it back to how the struggle made him tougher, and made him to be able to be that successful MC that he is. And then Gifted is an old release from Cordae and Roddy Ricch, and so it just kind of got plopped onto here, and it's just kind of about how their talent afforded them luxuries, despite their tough upbringing, and it's still a solid track. I still listen to it. So really, on this project, I feel it's super solid, with some songs with some typical hip-hop production, and then some that try to be a little bit more trendy, which are a little bit hit or miss. But for the most part, I really think that Cordae rhymes very well and sounds good on these tracks, and they really show his talent and his resilience. And then there's nothing that's too like awe-inspiring, like, oh my gosh, he just went off. But it's still very serviceable music, including the bits where he does sing, like Chronicles being an example of that, where he's definitely singing a little bit more. But yeah, it's super solid. My favorite tracks from this would be Jean-Michel or Jean-Michael, Mama's Hood, Sinister, and Champagne Glasses. Those ones are my favorites from this, that I know I'm for sure going to come back to a little bit more often than the others. But the only track, like full track, that I won't come back to is Today. I just don't have no need to have that on my playlist, and then I also don't have the Interlude from Shiloh on here either, because there's really no point to listen to that in a shuffle lineup. But overall, I think this is a pretty darn solid project. But what do you guys think? What do you think of this project? Was it a sophomore slump, or was it a success? I think it was a success. It's a very solid project, because his first project actually was just all right to me. So this one to me was a little bit of a step up, and I ended up coming out of it with more songs that I know that I'm going to return to. So to me, this is improvement. But yeah, what do you guys think? Leave it in the comment section below. If you liked my review, you can hit the like button. If you're on YouTube, that is, and you can subscribe for more reactions and reviews. If you are on the blog, you can go to patreon.com/blipmaster5 to support your boy. If you would like to get some daily content as well as supporting me, and if you're here on YouTube, it's linked on the description box. But thank you to those patrons who are already doing so, and that's all I got. Until next time, much love, peace.